Wubba lubba dub dub motherfuckers. What is going on, everyone? It is I, your boy, everyone's favorite jack of all trades with the foul mouth, Commodore Urban. And thank you again for joining in. This is part 3. Yes, this is fucking part 3 to the Jerry Bourget tribute build of AMT's USS Enterprise from Star Trek, the original series. In the last video, part 2, I discussed on how we get ready for paint the primary hull, which is the saucer section of the ship. Now, in this video, I'll show you guys and talk to you guys how to build your secondary hull, which includes the engineering section in the lower half and the primary hull pylon. So let's go ahead and grab the piece, and here it is, guys. This is the secondary hull section, all done and ready for paint. Now you're probably wondering, how the hell did you get it put together from so and so? Well, the secondary hull of the Enterprise consists of 5 parts. You have your left and your right sides of the upper half, which includes the 2 halves of your support pylon for your primary hull. You have the lower bottom of the hull, the hull end cap, which is actually your deflector dish assembly, and of course you have your shuttle bay doors. Now the way I did it is I clipped everything off the trees, and I cleaned everything. I cleaned all the edges and shit off with my fucking X-Acto knife to get all the crap off the burrs. And I took my fucking oversized guitar pick sanding stick and I sanded all the shit down until it was smooth. And once I did all that to all the pieces, cleaned all the extra trim and flash and shit off of them, I made sure to check for the fit. And the very first piece I did is I took the bottom and I glued the front part to the bottom and lined it all up. So I took the front sensor, well, it's not the sensor array, it's the fucking deflector dish array, and glued it to the bottom section. I glued this to this, and then I took the shuttle bay doors and I glued them in place. But there is a big fucking like knot thing on the inside of this, and I had to get that motherfucker off, removing it using, once again, my fucking X-Acto knife and my oversized guitar pick sanding stick. Once I did that, the crazy glue came involved. Glued that piece on and the shuttle bay doors. So that's 3 pieces done. Boom, boom, and boom. Now, I was dealing with this. I went ahead and took these 2 halves and glued them together. And I had this all, the upper half, all one piece. But I did something special. I actually strengthened the joints on the inside here, and the joint here, and the joint here. And the reason why I did that is because some people over time says if you manhandle this too much and grab it, you can crack it and it'll break. So what I did, and I should have some of this shit left over, I thought. I might have some of this shit left over, I don't fucking know. Oh, I do. I had some thin plastic sheet that I cut from an old Chinese takeout plastic container, and I cut it in the strips. And one strip I used for the center and the backbone, and I even made one to go inside the pylon here. And I made one that went on the inside of the joint here, and one on the inside of the joint fucking over here. Okay, and I did that, and I had them inside, and I let them sit, and then I got the entire area glued, and I took the upper half, lined it up, and pressed it down, and held it in place for about a few minutes until it became rock hard. And I mean, this thing is fucking solid as a fucking rock, so it's good. And then once I checked everything to make sure everything was in all the right correct position, I did the hard part. I took my guitar pick sanding stick, and I went to town sanding this motherfucker to get all these joints to be to make the joints as clean and smooth as possible. So I lay the paint and shit over it. It'll all blend in to be one piece. And it turned out really fucking nice. I mean, there is really no cracks or anything there are no cracks or nothing in the hull whatsoever. So it turned out really fucking nice. Really, really, really fucking nice. And so basically, now all I will have to do with this is to paint it and detail it, put the decals and shit all on it, and then later on during the final assembly, glue the nacelles and the primary hull on here, and then put it on the fucking base in the box, and it'll be ready. Of course, I'm going to go all fancy and do all the nice pretty trim work and shit. Like I said, this model that I'm building for me and my brother's collection, and this is, like I said, a tribute. I'm building this in tribute to my good buddy Jerry Bourget. And if you're watching, Jerry, this is a pretty fucking fun model. It is a pretty fun model from what you said. It is a really fun model anyway. I'm going to make it look like this. I'm going to make the model look exactly like in this book. I'm going to try to make it look as close to what it was in the TV series. So, all that work, and this is probably about 2.5, 3 hours of work altogether. Maybe about 4 hours of work. Oh yeah, one more thing I forgot to mention. I cut a notch out of this. And the reason why I cut a notch out of it, because originally, I'll have to do it fucking upside down, but originally when I fucking was fitting it on here, can you see the fucking gap? There's a fucking gap. Literally, there's a fucking gap there. So I cut it. So now when I slide it, there's no gap. That's it. Just that much. See, there's a gap. There's no gap. See, that's why I did that. See, gap, no gap. So that once I get it in place and glue it to the underside of the fucking primary hull section, there will not be a fucking noticeable gap. That's the reason why I fucking done that. And that's the last little modification I did. So there you go. That is the secondary hull of the USS Enterprise, all built and ready for primer and paint. So there you go. That part is now done. So I hope you guys enjoyed part 3. I believe it's part 3. I'm not fucking sure. Part 3 of the Jerry Bourget tribute build of the USS Enterprise. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll get back with you. And as always, if you're new to the channel and you fucking love what I'm doing, hit that damn subscribe button, hit the fucking notification bell and all that, and become a member of the Commons Crew and never miss another video. Until next time, for part 4, when I deal with the pylons and the nacelles and the pylons. And so until next time, live long and prosper, and God bless all of you. And go boldly where no man has gone before. Cheers, and talk at you soon.